This time I'll be showing you how to knit this beautiful 5-petal flower. Where garter stitch, I'll be knitting making twisted loops. Begin the work by making a slip knot. This is our first cast on stitch. We need to have 9 stitches on the main needle to begin knitting. So cast on 8 more stitches using the cable cast on method. Here I have 9 cast on stitches on the main needle. Begin knitting the first row, right side, knit the first stitch, then knit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and purl the last edge stitch. Turn to the wrong side, row 2. To knit the garter stitch, work knit stitches on the right and on the wrong sides. So slip the first edge stitch, then knit 2 together. Continue, knit 4. I'm knitting into the back leg to create twisted stitches. Then knit 1 back and front and crease. For this, knit into the back leg. Then knit the same stitch one more time into the front leg and purl the last edge stitch. For the edge, slip the first and purl the last stitch of every row. Row 3 right side, slip, then knit 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and purl the last stitch. Turn to the wrong, row 4, slip the first stitch, knit 2 together, then knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then knit the next stitch twice, first into the back leg and then into the front leg. Increase is made and purl the last stitch. Turn to the right, row 5. Slip the first stitch, knit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Purl the last stitch. Wrong side, row 6. Slip the first stitch, knit 2 together, then knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and knit 1 back and front and crease. 1 and 2, and then purl the last stitch. Continue for the center of the petal, work 3 rows of stockinette. Right side, row 7, slip the first stitch, knit 7, and purl the last one. Then wrong side, row 8, slip the first stitch and purl 8 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one 8. Row 9, right side, slip the first stitch, knit 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Purl the last stitch. Here we made the center for our first petal. Now continue row 10, wrong side, slip the first stitch, knit the next stitch twice, first into the back leg and then into the front leg. Then knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 3 loops on the main needle. The next 2 stitches knit together and purl the last stitch. Turn to the right side, row 11, slip the first stitch, knit 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and purl the last stitch. Turn to the wrong, row 12, slip the edge stitch, knit 1 back and front and crease, 1 and 2, then knit 4, sorry, I did one more, let me bring it back, 3 loops, knit the next 2 stitches together and purl the last one. Turn to the right, row 13, slip the H stitch, knit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Purl the H stitch. Turn to the run, row 14, slip the H stitch, knit 1 back and front increase, 1 and 2, knit 4, again I did one more than I should. We have 3 loops, knit 2 together and purl the H stitch. Turn to the right and bind off all of the stitches by knitting 2 together. While binding off, make loose stitches. Work until you have 1 loop. Once you're done, hold the last loop on the main needle to continue knitting the next petal. Here we have 1 loop. Our first petal is ready. For the flower, we need to make 4 more same petals. Here we have 1 stitch on the main needle. Cast on 8 more stitches to knit the second petal, following the same pattern. 6, 7, 8, and 9. I have 9 cast on stitches beginning in the first row. Knit the first stitch, then knit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Purl the last stitch. Turn to the run, row 2, slip the first H stitch, then knit 2 together, then knit 4, 2, 3, and 4. We have 2 stitches on the main needle. Knit 1 back and front increase into the back leg, then into the front leg, and purl the last H stitch. Row 3, right side, slip the first stitch, knit 7, and purl the last stitch. Continue, follow the same pattern as for the first petal, complete the second petal and knit 3 more. I'm about to complete the last 5th petal. I'm binding off the stitches by knitting 2 together. Make loose stitches here. Work until you have 1 loop on your needle. Now you can cut the yarn, leaving the tail about 20 centimeters long, and thread this tail into the yarn needle to complete the flower. Here are my 5 petals. Continue and work with the tapestry needle to form the flower. Work on the right side, go with the yarn needle through an each H stitch across the row. Then pull the yarn through these stitches, pull the yarn tightly, and continue the same. Work till the end of this row. Once you reach the end, we need to join the first and the last petals together. Make sure that this row of petals is not twisted. Straight it up. And to join petals, the first and the last one together, make a couple of stitches through the last and the first H stitch. Now you can pull the yarn tail to close the center. And to secure the center, you can make some more stitches in the center here. Our flower is ready. Now pass the yarn tail to the back. And right now I'm going to decorate my flower with a little beautiful bead. I will sew it using the yarn tail. Here is my bead. My 5-petal flower is ready. I remind you that this flower was made of garter stitch, where the knit stitches I worked into the back leg of loops to create twisted loops. For demonstration, I made the same flower in blue color and the center I decorated with a large bead and 8 little beads around. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to our channel.